Hey y'all, this is a recap for Thursday, August 20th, day 4 of distance learning and officially the last day of live classes. You did it, you made it through the first week of live sessions. So today we had kind of two parts to the do now. The first one was just a community builder, find something green and share it, show it. We had some folks kind of talk about what they brought. Cool. And then the second thing, the more important thing, was really just to do a mental checklist of all of the assignments that we've done so far. So going back onto Google Classroom and checking these things, and not only just checking them, but making sure you've like marked them as done or actually turned them in on Google Classroom, because it's one thing to turn in a physical paper to a teacher, but it's another thing to just like click a button online. So just to make sure everyone is on the same page again. So make sure you've gone through all of Monday's stuff. That includes All About You form, the scavenger hunt, that sort of thing. And you've marked it as done on Google Classroom. Have you turned in your syllabus? Have you marked that as done? Have you attached it? Did you finish the Earth Island activity from the day before? Both pages, both the reflection and the discussion, and turned that in. Did you mark the Nearpod assignment as done? If you just participated in class, you can mark it as done. You don't need to attach anything or prove that you did it. I have a list of the people who participated. And then have you started your ecological footprint calculator? So we started off by just getting that on the same page. Talked about a little bit what goes on Fridays. So basically homeroom, even though it is no live classes, homeroom still is live and it's earlier, so it's at 10:30 on Fridays. There's no live Zooms elsewhere, but you will get assignments from teachers, so be on the lookout for Google Classroom or be in contact with them. And then Fridays are usually also a time for clubs and socializing and doing other things that you need to do as well. But just be aware that even though you don't have classes, you'll have kind of work to do on those days. Cool. So the main chunk of today's class was about overviewing the first unit and setting up for us to self-reflect. So I had you all either in a physical notebook like this or online. You were supposed to make a list of what you already know and what you don't know from the topics in Unit 1. So the topics in Unit 1 are right here. So if you go to Unit 1 under classwork, click on the unit overview, and here are the topics. So I wanted you to kind of put those into two columns and sort them just for yourself personally. That way you can check in with yourself. Once we learn these things, you can be like, oh, I should really pay attention to this because I knew nothing about this to begin with, whereas I already knew stuff about predators and prey, right? So that sort of thing. After we did that, we went through that AP basics, talked about the AP exam a little bit, and we went to this website here to log in. So College Board is the place that kind of takes care of the AP tests, AP classes, and so on. You're supposed to log in here for those of you who already have a login, or you're supposed to create an account by clicking here. And then once you do that, you get to a page, and then there's a join code for you all. And I posted the join codes here and also on Google Classroom, but you use these join codes to be able to add our class, because that way this is how I'm going to send out like practice questions, multiple choice, FRQs, which we'll talk about later, all of that good stuff. This is also how you sign up for the AP test, get all of that AP information. So once you all joined the class, I had you working on the Unit 1 progress check. So quick note, I know we haven't learned anything yet for Unit 1. That's why I'm not grading you based on if you get the right answers on these questions. I'm grading you if you do it. Again, I want you to focus on, like, while you're doing the questions, write down in your notebook or in your virtual notes, like, which questions did I struggle with? Which topics did I already know? Which ones did I not? Right? So this is more like a prior knowledge check, I would call it, for Unit 1. So you'll find that all on the College Board website. Message me if you have any problems kind of logging in or finding that info. So once you work on that, you can look at all of the instructions here on Google Classroom, but basically once you've completed all of those questions on the pre-unit progress check, you're going to go ahead and attach a picture or your Google Doc, whatever you used, of the notes that you took, basically this part that you wrote down, and then also I have the information from the progress check. So you just have to attach your notes, and then that's how you turn in this particular assignment. Cool. So that was the biggest thing that we went over today. I want to show you really quickly the resources that I showed everyone else in class. So if you scroll down all the way to class materials, click on virtual INB or note-taking templates. That'll take you to a Google folder. So I compiled a bunch of note templates for you all to use if you are someone who does not want to do it on paper but wants to do it online, just to have everything in one place. So there are a bunch of things. You can click on each of these Google Docs. They have a different layout for notes. So for example, if you want to take notes in Cornell style, here is a template for that, and all you need to do is just like make a copy of this and type in a way into your stuff, right? This one, the KWL chart, this might be useful for what we did today. This is a chart of like what I know and what I don't know and what I have learned, and then you can fill that in after the unit is done, right? So take a look at these. These are all individual kind of Google Docs that you can use. If you want to have something more together, I also have these 2 interactive notebook templates for you all to use. So this one right here is if you want to put all of your assignments for one unit, say Unit 1 Ecosystems, I want them all in one place, you could use this. So you would type your assignment name here. So for example, I might type in the name pre-Unit 1 questions or pre-Unit 1 topics, and then once I go there, I can rename it here and then type in my assignment there. So this is where I would make my list of like, here's what I know, here's what I don't know, right? So you could use this as a place where you could take notes or do things for this class. And then you could like submit the notebook when I do the notebook check, right? Or your notes check, basically. The other option is if you really, really like to keep everything in one place, you could keep all of your units in one place, and here is a template that you can use for that. So we have 9 units in the class, and if you want to, you can start using this for Unit 1, right? You can make your own table of contents. So the first assignment, like I said, is this pre-unit question stuff, and then here would be my assignment, and I could just make copies of this and add more slides as I need to, right? So that's that. The way that you use these, because right now you can only view them, you can't edit them. What you need to do is you need to open up the file that you want and then go to File, make a copy, and then copy the entire presentation or the Google Doc, and this will make a copy of this into your own Google Drive, and then you can file it away in our AP Environmental Science folder, which you all set up in your Google Drive, hopefully, so that we can stay organized, right? So feel free to use any and all of these resources if you want to take notes digitally. Otherwise, please make sure you keep your written notes easily labeled and understood as well. Cool. Good luck with that, and let me know if you have any questions.